Hi Capricorn, welcome to your March 2019 love reading for single people. It's Rena. This is the Morgan Greer deck that I'm going to be using. The heart of the matter is the Ace of Cups. So, even though this is a reading for singles, there may be somebody in March that is interested in forming a relationship with you or you with them. This could be somebody who is literally a water sign. So, your opposite sign, Capricorn, is Cancer, and the other water signs are Pisces and Scorpio. And this is a love reading, so that's, you know, how much better does it get than that? This is a situation where sometimes when you're contemplating starting a new relationship, there are still things that you need to work out, or that, you know, like for instance, if you've come from a recent breakup, you may be like a little bit reluctant to start a new relationship so soon. So you may like someone, but you say, you know what, I need 6 months just to be by myself, or I need a year. I can't jump right back into this whole dating scene. It's just not the time for me. And if that person is really interested in you, they will wait. I know a year sounds like a long time, but I'm serious. I think that if the other person is truly smitten with you, they will not want to be with anybody else. So, I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit unrealistic, but that's just how I think. But in any case, there could be some reason why on your end you're still not sure. We'll talk about that because we'll look at the past position. The past position is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a Virgo energy to me. I don't know if this is somebody that you were with. You know, it's Earth at any rate. Taurus and Capricorn. Your sign are the other Earth signs. Now, this is also a card of financial independence. So you may be someone who values that, and that may be a very big reason why you don't want to get serious with someone, because you don't want to mix your finances with them. And, you know, there are people who, they don't have the kind of, you know, serious relationship that we would call like with a marriage, where the two people are living together and they are mingling their resources and things like that. They may have their own place, but they may have what they call a companion. And this is especially true when somebody is older and they've already been through the whole situation with the marriage. I just want to say something. I've said this before, I think, with Capricorn, but it bears repeating because I think it's kind of funny. I've lived with my partner for many years, and one of his friends, who happens to be a Capricorn, was trying to introduce us, and my partner and I are both Sagittarians, and he said something like, oh, I don't know what to call them because we live together and we're not married. And, you know, being a Capricorn, at the time he was married and he's divorced now. But at the time, you know, he was like trying to act like he couldn't figure out how to define us. And now he's living with his current partner and they're not married. And I have a feeling that he has no desire to get married because Capricorn is associated with tradition, but by the same token, you know, I always say Capricorns get younger as they get older. I didn't make that up, but I really believe that to be true in my observation of them. And I think like a lot of it has to do with understanding the difference between, you know, something that is just done because it is tradition, and understanding that, you know, we can question those things, question their validity in our life as individuals. And for him, maybe there was a point raising children where having a marriage was the right thing to do. And it was, you know, it made more sense in many different ways. But now he might say, I've already done that and I don't have to do that anymore. And in this particular case, you may be feeling similar things. You may want a companion, but you don't want what goes along with that. So that might be kind of on your mind. And I did get a card. It's funny that I got this, the Two of Swords. So there is this thing of like, you know, should I or shouldn't I? So it may be like somebody wanting a relationship with you. And another example would be if you're somebody who has been widowed. And we don't often talk about that. We're always kind of focusing on younger people. But some widows and widowers are young too. So, and, you know, we have to talk about what young means to me. Young means to me 20s and 30s. But in any case, you may be kind of grappling with that if you feel this sense of like, am I being like unfaithful to my partner's memory by even considering this? And, you know, so there's many different situations that are going on for single Capricorns. And you know, you've just had Pluto in this house, in your sign, for 11 years. So you've been dealing with a lot of transformation. And when you have transformation, there's a lot of upheaval that goes along with it. Now, it may not show that much in the outer world, although some of you may have had amazing life changes in the last decade plus, but for some of you, it may be just totally on an internal level where everything that you thought was true, you're questioning now. And that includes, you know, conditioning about what it means to be in a committed partnership, you know. How do you prove that? How do you prove that you're faithful in that type of relationship? Is it automatically by marrying the person, or can you just simply have an unspoken bond? The advice is represented by the Knight of Wands, and this is a card that is about sowing your oats. So, especially if you're somebody who has been coming out of a long-term relationship, it might be tempting to go right back into that because it feels comfortable, it feels comforting, but you want to make sure you're with the right person. So just having that sense of freedom, you might undervalue it, and then you might realize, wow, I like this more than I thought I would. So don't turn your nose up to any kind of situation involving possible being a free agent and what that means to you. You never know. You might like it. And then what's coming in is represented by the Five of Cups. And this is, I've been getting this. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm doing singles readings. And as I was saying before to another sign, you know, with singles readings, a lot of people say, okay, I'm just totally by myself and I'm looking for a new partner. And what I often say is, yeah, but what is your history? even if you're single, you may still be hung up on somebody from your past, and that may be still kind of interfering when you do meet a new person with being able to really get into the relationship. You might be a lot more, you might be trying to feel feelings for somebody that you don't, because you still are in love with another person. An example that, the Five of Cups is about grieving the loss of somebody. So let's say you were a widow and you're trying to date, and we see that in the movies. When they do movies, they have the widow or widower trying to date and finding out that they haven't been able to let go of that other relationship. And that sometimes can tell you either that it hasn't been long enough, that you haven't fully grieved the situation, or that if it has been years, that somewhere along the line, you never really resolved that. You never really healed from it. And in that case, if it's been a really long time, you might have to talk to somebody and to be very mindful of the need to move on. And I think sometimes in those cases there's guilt attached to it, and it could be because of something that happened in the relationship, that feels unresolved. And so sometimes talking to somebody is a way to put it in proper perspective. If you feel like this sense of guilt that you didn't do enough, that you did something wrong that can never be, repaired and things like that. So that could be what is going on. And then we have the outcome, the Empress card, which is actually associated with Taurus and Libra and is a card of love and fertility, motherhood. So this could be the card of somebody who is with someone that they realize they could start a family with, or even if you are of another era, that, if you're past the age of having children, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that that's not the same thing. You could be in that role for this person's family. Maybe you're like somebody that they look to as a mother and they respect as one. This could be a card of, again, someone who you could form a relationship with that is a marital, and you could be the mother in this situation, or this is the mother of your children, the future mother of your children. The signs of Taurus and Libra, timing issues. This could be in April-ish. I would say definitely with April, because in April we have the sun going into Taurus, and we also have a full moon in Libra. So that might be the timing when both of those signs are having transits. Okay, Cancer, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I wish you the best. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.